All right, hey, I'm back again, guys. Just wanted to show you a figure that was going to be going out very soon for painting by my painter, Lesbon Arts. I will link them in the description. They do excellent work. All right, so these are the things, or should I say the pieces of the kit that are going to be going out. You've got 3 surfboard pieces, 1 base with a star there, a turtle, sea turtle, 2 legs, right and left, well, 2 calves. You got the hips and thighs, the head with a bang, and I've got more on that later, 2 arms, a torso, and 2 fish. And also included with them, with this kit, other than the set of water, either the blue or the more clear gray or clear green-ish water. There's 2 jury ponytails that I told my painter I was going to send him a long time ago, but I was having some problems with my 3D printer, and that's the fault of my own. Lesson learned. Best or worst lessons learned often cost me a little bit of money, but I'm back up and running now, so everything's all right. All right, so we're going to start with the assembly. She's a very solid kit. Once you put her together, with the exception of maybe the feet underwater, because it's going to be a little tough because you have to work through 2 sides. You have to work through the bottom of here, you're going to work through the top of here. But once you, I guess once you attach them, everything will be just fine. All right, so what I'm going to do first to start off is this will help support her a little bit while I'm assembling. Taking the surfboard, it's got a notch here, and it's got a tab here. So you put it through, and it fits right into place. Then I'm going to start with her. I'm going to put her on the base like this, and this is how it's supposed to go. She's sitting on the surfboard. All right, this one might be a little tricky because the feet can come out. They're not as tightly done as the arms are, which, matter of fact, I'm going to do the arms now because I'm going to have to assemble her upper torso anyway. All right, so this goes in here, and once you get it in there, that sucker is not moving. You'll see when you receive the kit in the mail. And then I'm going to put her head on. Like a dork, I lost the bang. Even though I put it in a spot where I see I'm not going to lose it, I always end up losing it. So I think I'm just going to leave it where I have it for the time whenever I print it out, so I know where everything is. So it's reprinting right now. It's about 50% done. The piece takes about an hour because of how, it only uses a little bit of resin, but it's the how upright it is, how tall it is. I have some of them standing upright and some of them laying down. And I always print more than one piece of this tiny piece in case there's defects. I can always use the best of the bunch. All right, so when you set her on here, only seam you're going to have is right here. And this is her so far. You know what? I have to move this up just a skosh. Yeah, might have been better the other way around. I kind of like where you can see the feet. Well, I'll work with this. And move the camera up just a little bit. There we go. So, dang it. Work with me here. Perfectionist on the job, and it's always a task to sometimes just let things be. Always got to try to have everything perfect, and then sometimes that messes you up more than just having it the way you have it. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take the base, turn it upside down, and I've got to get her feet into the holes as best I can under here for the time being, because when I turn it upside down, these aren't in that tight as the arms are. So what's going to be holding it in is the fact that it's at an angle, and the feet most likely will not fall out. If they do, I'll just try until I get it My second reshoot of this was a nightmare because they kept falling out, and I was like, oh my goodness, I'll never get this thing done. But I put the feet in here. All right, and I've got the turtle here. It's gonna go into the base. Oh wait, do I have it the other way? Have the right way? Oh, that's at the back. Yeah, the turtle should be at the back and facing the camera, because the notch for the base, there's a tab right here. There's a notch here in which the base is gonna fit. So wish me luck. I hope this thing stays on. I do not feel like redoing. Not feel like redoing her feet. If I can get it turned up down quick enough. That way, there. I knew it. I freaking knew it. It was going too well. It was going too well. I shifted the Chun-Li at the top or whatnot, and then it caused a problem. All right, so we're gonna slide her right down. Foot still fell out, but that's okay. You'll get the gist of things. And the tab is right there. So you may or may not be able to see how it is. I'm gonna scooch this back down. I'm gonna pull this out a little bit. And let me zoom out. There we go. That's what I should have done from the beginning. Okay, well, so now you can take the front piece of the surfboard and put it in. You take the rear piece, and again, it fits right in here. And that is basically her, with the exception of the fish. The fish will be inside. There's two notches on the turtle that the fish fit into, but I didn't want to take them off of the supports and everything. My painter can do that because it makes them less easier to lose. Now, if I put them in a plastic bag, they won't get lost, along with their head and everything, but I didn't want everything bumping up against each other and scraping up against each other, like with these little fins. I don't know if you can see it, but there's little fins on there. And I didn't want those to have a chance of breaking off. So I'll figure something out like I usually do. But all in all, I love how this comes out. I mean, look at it. Like, you have the illusion of seeing her feet through the water. And I know there's methods that you can use, like lacquer. Well, I read lacquer spray from another source or whatever. And I tried it on this, and it made it shine a little bit more. Now, I wanted to reprint a clear version and send to him to paint. But again, that's like during the time I was having difficulty with my machine, and I wanted to go ahead and get it to him to get it done. I was being patient, but it was like, you know what? I'm going to send these and see how they work. If they don't work that well, then I can have the painter wait on me to send the clear piece. The replacement piece for what I need should be here within the next couple days, and I can do it that way. But I'm going to see how he likes this. If he thinks that it would look better with him painting clear, to paint it this color to make it more transparent, then so be it. I'll do that. But I'm fine. I like how this looks in general. You get you kind of get the gist of how it works. Okay, you see inside, and then it'll have the fit. But anyway, I'm rambling. Anyhow, also I'm going to send him a figure that he has been chomping at the bit for, and I'm going to leave that pun. I'm pretty sure he'll explain if he does a video on it. Then I will link it, or I'll link him anyway. But I'll make sure that I make the video, link it for you to see in our group, because he does good work. He's done about 20 other figures for me that he's painted, and he always adds a special touch to it, which is why I prefer to use his services over anybody else, because I know the guy. He knows this material. Even if he doesn't know the material, then you give him a reference, you give him pictures, you give him videos, footage, and he will do research to get a feel for the figure or for the character to bring out the best in the toy. And that's one of the best things that you can do, I think. If you're going to paint something, have a little bit of investment in it. I know some jobs you're gonna enjoy painting more than others because of, well, there's certain things like, there's aspects of 3D printing that each mold presents its own unique challenges, whether it's because the person that built the mold didn't account for a substantial weight in a piece of the figure. I mean, maybe it looked good in the 3D print, what do you call it, the blueprint or whatever. Maybe it looked good when he was the schematics or whatever, when he was putting it together, in whatever they use, it looked good then. But then when you print it out, you start seeing issues and problems like balance, especially some of the ones like that tend to stand on one foot, like Jury. I'm a big Jury fan, as Jury Han from Street Fighter as well, and my painter has done at least 3 of her for me, maybe two, I think it's 2. I'll show them another time. And there's another one I wanted to do, but I'll show that later. And one of them is balancing on one foot, and because of, I guess it was, I had the sunlight not shining on it directly, but it was, heating the room or whatever, and it made the foot bend forward. That's not his fault. That's just the resin. That's not my, it's just how resin is. So I learned a lesson about that. I was able to fix it using a hairdryer. I was able to heat the part and then bend her body back into the right position, and then I let it cool off and it stayed there. I've had no problems whatsoever. From him, I guess we're kind of learning. We're learning from each other. We're learning what methods work best. I learned where to place supports at so that there's no scarring on the figure. Like for this one here, I placed the supports here and I had it standing up. Now that makes it take longer because the taller that the item is that you're printing, the more time it's going to take, because it goes up line by line. You can print 10 of these and it's all going to take the same amount of time because they're all going to be printing the exact same way. So it's lessons learned, but sometimes, you have to move stuff around. Sometimes I have to print things a couple times to make sure that I get the best results, or something may come out slightly warped because I didn't support it properly. But I've learned a lot over the past, I guess I've had it for about 2 years, well, a year and a half, 2 years now. I've learned a lot about 3D printing. There's a friend of mine, this Cane Bay Toy Store. He has a 3D printer. He's the one that, he printed an Iceman for me to start me off, and he gave me advice and he told me tips on printing and everything, and I cannot thank him enough. He's in the Charleston area, Cane Bay Toy Store. You could probably find him on Facebook. Same for Lesbon Arts, Lesbon Arts, LESBONARTS on YouTube. He will be on YouTube. I don't think Lesbon's on Facebook. But anyhow, just figured I would show you a little bit of what you're getting. Also, he's getting a movie figure that he is very excited. Like I say, what was the chomping at the bit joke? Very excited to get. I'm not going to reveal that. I'm going to leave that to him. And I will redo this video when, well, shall I say, I'll do another video when I receive him back. Hopefully he does his own video of her, but I want to do my own as well, my impressions of his paint. So anyway, you guys take care, and I will catch you later.